Okay, and I think that we're live. So
Yes,
welcome,
morning.
yeah,
Yep, go ahead.
morning. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Emmy. And of course, welcome back to the official hack opening of this year's Beyond Health Hack. We're so excited for you to join us today. And for today's presentation, we'll just be giving a brief summary of the hack as well as some of the things that you may look forward to today. So, of course, we'd like to not only welcome all of our participants, but as well all of our mentors. So thank you for joining us today. Thanks for coming down for our keynote. And we hope that you took away a lot of lessons about Singapore's, one of Singapore's largest public health initiatives. And for teams that are planning similar initiatives, we hope that you manage to take away a lot of learning lessons. Yep. So with that, I'll actually open with today's presentation and hack opening. Yeah. So Susie, next slide, please. Yeah, so just to give a brief agenda of today's presentation, as you can see, firstly, we'll be going into the hack program, moving forward into the next 2 weeks. Secondly, Wei Jian will be presenting about some ground rules for the participants in regard to liaising with your mentors. And thirdly, Suti will give a brief overview of the preliminaries as well as underdogs. And lastly, I'll be ending off with the judging panel for this year's hack. Yeah. So let me start off with our exciting hack program for the next 2 weeks. And before we do that, of course, for all of our mentors and participants, here is a QR code for you to download the program booklet, the official program booklet, which has been updated with some more information about the timeline, scoring rubrics, as well as prizes. Yeah. Okay. Yep, and moving forward, I think I can start to present on the hack program timeline. So as you can see, for the next 2 weeks, we've actually prepared a variety of programs aimed at not only increasing your awareness of what's going on in today's healthcare space, but also some light-hearted conversations and fireside discussions for you to learn more about, be it starting your own startup, but also as a career passion. So just to run through the brief timeline, as you can see, we've just concluded this morning's hack opening and keynote. Following this, later on today from 1 to 2 p.m., we have the official designated time for the mentors to meet their teams. And today will be the first day for you to do so. Thirdly, on the agenda, we have the pitching and presentation workshop hosted by Ms. Joyce Tay of Startup X. And this will be occurring on Monday, 3 to 4 p.m. On the Wednesday, we actually have the Future of Health Tech discussion panel featuring Dr. Zubin from PwC, Associate Professor Jeremy Lin from the Saw Hawk School of Public Health, as well as our moderator, Mr. Teo Che Hua from NHIC. And will be occurring from 10 to 11 a.m. On the day after that, we have the first seat, getting your first seat fireside, featuring a variety of different startup mentors, Dr. Viveka, Miss Athena, as well as Mr. Joshua, who's sitting on our steering committee. Yep, and following that, we have the internalization, sorry, internationalization and commercialization panel, which is hosted by a variety of our MedTech Actuator members. Yep, and this will be occurring from 11:15 to 12:15 noon. And following that, on the exactly 1 week from now, beginning at 9:30 and ending at 5 p.m., we have our preliminary presentations. Yep. So this concludes the agenda for the first week. Moving on into our second week, as you can see, we are beginning with the AI and Ethics in Healthcare discussion panel, featuring Associate Professor Daniel Ting, Ms. Jasmine from the SGH Eye Center, as well as Prof. Dean Ho of the NUS School of Biomedical Engineering. Secondly, we have the Ikigai and Career Passion fireside, featuring Dr. Cho Wen Tao, Dr. Noel Yeo, who sits on our steering committee, as well as Mr. Sean Ang. After that, we have a series of marketing segments from Jumpstart, National Youth Council, the International Society for Pharmaceutical Engineering, as well as SG Innovate. And thirdly on the agenda in terms of exciting events, on the 28th of July from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., we have our underdog elimination bracket. So this is where teams who do not make it through preliminaries into finals, you actually stand a chance to make it into finals. Yeah. And speaking of, our final presentation will be occurring exactly 2 weeks from now, from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. So on the 31st of July. So with that, I hope that this gives you a more comprehensive overview of exactly what will be happening over the next 2 weeks. And we do hope that you join us for all of our exciting hack programs moving forward. Yeah. So with that, I actually hand over the time to Wei Jian to go over some of the ground rules for the next exciting part of today, which is liaising and networking with your assigned mentors. So Wei Jian, if you'd like to take over.
Yep, sure. Thank you, Benson. Can you hear me good? Yep, can thanks. Yep. I think I'll just briefly go through the this segment regarding the mentoring. I think first of all, just want to say a huge thank you for the mentors who actually kindly volunteered their time and to really join us in this hackathon. I think if you have visited our website previously, we are actually successfully secured 45 mentors for all our 45 teams this year, and we really are really excited in the sense that we really know that our mentors will give valuable insights and guide our teams to their success when it comes to bringing forth their ideas and really making it something that is more tangible, feasible, and maybe one day you all can actually commercialize your ideas as well. On this slide, I'm just going to briefly go through what the mentors are going to in a sense value add for our participants. Previously, we have actually briefed our mentors separately in a sense on what their responsibilities are. But for the participants, essentially the mentors will be helping you and guiding you to offer insights on how you can optimize the ideas that you have come up with in the past 1 month while attending your various workshops or webinar session. I'm pretty sure you all have some sort of rough inkling on what you want to do for the next 2 weeks. Feel free to approach any of the mentors and see how you can further refine your ideas before the next preliminary pitch, which is happening 1 week from now. Besides that, we have also shared the scoring rubrics with our mentors. It will be the same scoring rubrics and pitching instructions that was sent in the booklet previously to you. So what the mentors will do, they'll be coming in and to really mock judge your ideas as well, to kind of have a mock preliminary pitching session, so that we can better prepare you for the actual day, and you won't be really like panicking, or like you won't know what to expect for Q&A. And we all believe that this will really help you and equip you to have a successful pitch, and hopefully we'll see you in the finals as well. Yep, Suchi, next slide please. Yep. So this on the next slide, we'll be covering some of the consultation session, and in terms of the hours that we have allocated for mentoring. Just for your information, we have already released the pairing yesterday night when it comes to the mentor and the mentor names, and as well as the email address, which will be covered in next slide actually. So when it comes to the consultation hours, for the first week, we are actually allocating 4 hours for the sessions, and one of the hour will actually be used or like be covered later at 1 a.m., where our mentors will actually meet our participants for the first time. And actually for the session at 1 a.m., 1 p.m., my bad. Yes, thanks, Dr. Gary. Yep. Haven't had my coffee today yet. So at 1 p.m., what we are hoping for is to our mentors to really have a chat with our participants, and to kind of break the ice, and also to kind of set goals for the next 2 weeks, because from our organizing end, we understand that not every participant is here to get into finals. I mean, I hope that everyone is, but I know that some also are here to kind of treat this as a learning experience, and to really learn what it means to be part of a hackathon, what it means to really contribute in the medtech and community health field. So one of the hours will be from covered from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. later, and it'll be held in Amit as well in the lounge segment. Yep, I believe the tables allocation was sent previously as well. So one important thing to highlight for this segment is that there is no need for both the mentors and the participants to clear all the hours in just one setting and one sitting. In fact, we would prefer if the participants approach the mentor throughout the week, as you take time to think about your ideas, as you come up with new ideas, feel free to approach them. And I think one of the question that we got a lot is that when can I meet my mentor? At the end of the day, we want the participants to really take the initiative and to arrange with a mentor when it comes to the consultation sessions. It can be held during lunch hours. I know that some of you are interning. It can be held after working hours as well, as long as both the mentors and the participants are agreeable to the hours. Yep, next slide please. Yep. So when it comes to communication, this is something that we want to highlight. So on our team, on our end, we have already gotten a consent from our mentors to share the emails. But I think some of the mentors might prefer other modes of communications, be it mobile phone, be it WhatsApp, be it LinkedIn. But whatever modes that the mentors are offering, please do respect them, their privacy, as well as adhere to the PDPA guidelines, and do not share the contact details without his or her consent. I think this is really something they want to emphasize, because at the end of the day, we want to maintain everything that is, maintain the professionalism and not, jeopardize any trust that we have placed between the mentors and the participants. Yep. So for the next few slides, I'll just briefly go through some of the do's and don'ts for the mentees. At the end of the day, we would like to believe that everyone here is at least a young adult and would know how to, in a sense, interact with our mentors properly. But this is just a quick reminder for everyone. I think the first point is really to be appreciative, in a sense that our mentors are all working adults. They are really taking time off their busy schedules to come in and guide all the team. So I think the least that we can do is to really show appreciation, and maybe like when it comes to maybe at the end of the hack, I don't know, maybe meet up for a meal, or maybe treat them to a meal or something like that. I'm just giving suggestions. Yep. I think the second point is like to be humble and respectful. Sometimes I know when it comes to having certain ideas, right, we might be very enthusiastic about our own ideas, and you can be slightly resistant to change. But please do keep in mind that our mentors, the ones that we have sought, they have a lot of experience in the field, in the industry. So do take this opportunity to learn from them, to absorb as much as you can from them as well. And lastly, if you have any doubts, disputes, distress, you don't know what to do, maybe after this session you didn't catch anything, right? Feel free to email us, feel free to WhatsApp us, or tele us, sorry. We'll try our best to help assist you all as well, and to really make this hack an enjoyable experience for everyone. Yep. And for the next slide, is actually one of my final slides already. So this is some of the simple don'ts lah, in a sense that don't be pushy, in a sense that we really want the mentees to be respecting boundaries, and do not, keep messaging your mentors when they don't reply you. Perhaps they are having a busy day, just be patient, just wait for them. But if, of course, if you feel like after 3-4 days, you still haven't heard from your mentors, perhaps we have accidentally given you the wrong contact details or something, feel free to let us know. We'll try to assist as well. But yes, don't pester your mentors. Yeah. And I think the second part is linked to what I mentioned previously, in a sense that don't be discouraged if your ideas need some sort of refinement or improvement. At the end of the day, I know there are people here who have hackathon experience. There are people here who are joining Beyond Health Tech as the first hackathon in their life. So it's perfectly normal to keep improving. And in fact, we would prefer if you can continue improving your idea all the way until 31st July, because at the end of the day, this is just the first step of your journey. If you want to take on the entrepreneurship, take on the journey to start your own startup and everything. And then lastly, we don't want our participants to be spoon-fed all the way. I know that our mentors, some of them are really nice, in a sense they will really provide all these materials. They will really talk to you like more than the allocated hours. But at the end of the day, we want this to be a hackathon that you can call your own. We want whatever that you present at the end of the day, whatever ideas that you bring to the table, right, you want it to be of your own and something they can be proud of. So do take your own initiative and perform your research as well. And we hope that we can just go hand in hand between our participants and the mentors to kind of come up with the perfect solution. Yep. At this juncture, I see there's a question on Q&A. I'll just quickly answer it. This is a question by Ethan. How will we be contacting our mentors later? So regarding this point, yesterday actually in the group leaders chat, we have already fleshed out or rather send a message containing the Google Sheet with the table allocation for the session at 1 p.m. later. So for each of the tables, they are actually named after different countries. So you just need to find the allocated team number and the allocated table and just take a seat there. Our mentors have been briefed on the same, and they'll be joining you in the same table as well. Yep. Anything Benson would like to add on?
No, I'm all good. Please, all teams, please make sure you're punctual for the meeting as well. We are specially requesting this time from the mentors, especially on a weekend. So please do respect their time as well. Yeah.
Yep. If not, I'll hand the time over to Suchi.
Yep. Okay. Thank you, Wei and Vincent. So, we know that this is something that all of our participants are very concerned about, as we received quite a few queries regarding the preliminaries and the underdog in the past few weeks. So, let me go through the preliminary pitch deliverables first. So, the teams have exactly 1 week from now to their prelims on next Saturday. And then please be reminded that the teams will need to submit your presentation decks as a pre-read on the day before the prelim on the 23rd of July. And please note that the deadline is 5 p.m. instead of 2359. And please email us at beyond.healthtech@gmail.com. And please also name your presentation deck according to the naming convention, which consists of your group number as well as your disease track, being it mental health, diabetes, or physical disabilities. So during 24th July, during your actual presentation, you are required to present for 7 minutes, but you may or may not need the whole 7 minutes, and followed by which you will have 10-minute Q&A time with the our judging panel. And this will be conducted in AMI at the launch tables. The launch table allocation as well as your rough presentation time slot will be released on a later date. And please note that this table may or may not be the same one that you will be using today to meet your mentors. And also, the mentors, the judging panel will and the PDs will go around the tables to listen to you guys present and share your ideas. And please be reminded that you should not go to other teams' table, be it before, during, or after their presentation. And if this happens, your team will be penalized for the preliminaries. So moving on to the prelim scorecard, we have previously shared this with you guys through our program booklet, but just to briefly run through again, you guys will be assessed based on the effectiveness, feasibility, innovativeness, as well as your presentation. So please make sure that your solutions encompasses all these criteria, and we wish you all the best. So if you guys do not make it for the preliminaries to finals directly, please do not be so worried, as you will still have a chance to be one of our 12 finalists to walk away with very amazing prizes through the underdog bracket. So the underdog bracket, as Benson previously mentioned, will happen on the 28th of July from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. tentatively. And the presentation format will be that each team will have your own booth in Air Meet, and the judges will go around the booth to ask about your ideas, and you will be required to answer their queries. So we have informed the team leader to nominate one of your team member to be the booth exhibitor. So this booth exhibitor will have the admin rights to upload the materials as well as change some settings on your booth. But please note that more than one person can present at the booth during the underdog bracket itself. And you guys can take turns to main the booth as well. And so the main thing you need to do on the day itself is just to be at the booth and answer the questions from the judges. And the top 3 teams who score the highest will be able to enter the final pitch as finalists. Yeah, back to you, Ben.
Yep, thanks, Suti. So I hope with that, our teams are more prepared to move forward, be it meeting with your mentors later and also proceeding on into preliminaries as well. So regarding preliminaries and underdog, do take note that we have the pitching and presentation workshop by Ms. Joy Tay from Startup X happening on Monday, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. And so we really hope that you do turn up for this workshop such that you're able to level up your presentation skills and perhaps gain some key insights and secret tips that other teams might not have that may give you an edge in the preliminaries moving forward. So on that topic of preliminaries, allow me to move forward by introducing the judging panel for each of the tracks. Yeah, so next slide, please. Yeah, so for the mental health track, for judging panel, introducing Dr. Agatha from the M1 Institute of Health, Dr. Mary from A-STAR, as well as Mr. Lai from MOHT. Moving forward into the next disease track, we have the judging panel for the diabetes track, comprising of Dr. Chen Kok-Boon from Tan Tock Seng Hospital, Mr. Joshua Lim from MedTech Actuator, Ms. Joyce Lim from Johnson & Johnson, and also Dr. Mayank from Jumpstart. And lastly, we have the physical disabilities track, comprising of our judges, Dr. Noel Yeo from IHH Healthcare, Dr. Jasmine Chiu from SG Innovate, Dr. Lee Fin Feng from SG Biodesign, as well as Dr. Mark Chong, also from SG Biodesign. Yep. And so with that, I hope our participants have a better idea of exactly who will be judging their ideations and a better idea on how to proceed with their presentations, keeping this in mind as well. Please do respect all of your judges. They are combining their decades worth of experience in order to evaluate and judge your ideations. Yep. And with that, we've come to actually the last slide of our presentation, which is for any questions and answers from the participants. So if you're curious about any procedures in the hack moving forward or any of the events that may be occurring over the next 2 weeks, please do take this time to pen down your thoughts in the Q&A tab, and the organizing committee can take a moment to answer and clarify any doubts that you might have. Yeah. And please also do keep in mind that understandably, this will be the time period for you guys to have your lunch. However, if you do feel like networking and socializing with the different mentors and steering committee members who have joined us for today's session, you may feel free to do so in the social lounge after the session is over, of course. Yeah. All right. And with that, I guess we can move over into Q&A. Yeah. Yeah, seems like we don't have a lot of questions. However, so to all of our participants, this is actually the end of our hack opening itself. So if you have any external commitments or no further questions for the organizing committee, you can feel free to leave. And for those who wish to stay on and ask any more questions, you may feel free to do so as well. With that, as we draw to a close, we'd like to thank you for joining us this morning for both the keynote presentation by Mr. Mazia from Apple Health Strategic Initiatives, as well as the program brief from our very own organizing committee. And we hope that later on today, we'll have a very fruitful discussion with your mentors, and hope that your team will take away a lot of innovations and ideation and next steps moving forward as well. Yeah, so with that, we can feel free to close off the session. And of course, if you have any Q&A, you can feel free to send it out now. Yeah. Okay, so question from Junhua on the AMI invitation email. So if you have any questions or concerns with regards to AMI, please get in touch with one of the three admin members. Please, yeah, do so at your own time. Yeah, and we will help you to resolve this. Yeah.
On regarding this, I just want to add on a bit. No worries, just like what Benson mentioned, feel free to contact any of us, and we will send the access link to you separately. And then your teammate can just use the link to access AMI directly. Yep.
Yeah, just to add on, for the team leaders who have not sent me your booth exhibitor details, please do so by the end of today. And for those whose team leader is not here, please, the team members can help to remind your team leader as well. Thank you so much. And we have a question from Darius. Yes.
Yeah, I think
Yes,
you
you
addressed
can.
it just now.
Yep.
Suzy.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So please, everyone, please do what needs to be done of your teams punctually and expediently as well. So this includes submitting the names of your teams. I understand that some of the teams have yet to submit their names. Please do so as soon as possible. Okay, last 5 minutes. Any questions? Please use this forum right now instead of telegramming us later. It's easier for us to address you over here. Yeah. We have a question. Hi, when will the time slots for pitching? Suti, would you like to take this?
Yeah, for prelim, the time slots, we are at the final stage of confirming. So we will release to you guys in the next day or so. So please give us a bit more time. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
And
thanks, Ruth, for your question. Yeah.
we have another question. I can't seem to show it on stage, but the question
I
is,
can't either. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no worries. I think I can take that question. So the question is by Azam. So can we meet our mentors earlier if they are available? So on this note, officially we have already blocked off the time from 1 to 2 p.m. For the mentor participant meet. But on a separate note, we have also in a sense shared the mentor's email to the group leader. So perhaps what I can suggest is that perhaps your group can actually drop the mentor an email and requesting and see if they are free, or perhaps if your mentor is already on AirMeet in this session, feel free to go onto the people's tab and then search for their name. If they are indeed in the session already, drop them a message and ask if they are free to meet earlier. And of course, but if they are not free, then there's nothing much we can do about it also lah. Yeah. But yes,
Yep.
hope that answers your question.
Yes. Yeah. So adding on to meeting of your mentors and liaising, please do understand that on behalf of the organizing committee, we can guide the horse to the lake, but we can't get it to drink. So please do take some responsibility on your own end to arrange the meetups with your mentors. And if there's any scheduling conflicts, of course, if dire, you can of course seek our assistance. But please do try and resolve it on your own end. Yes. Thanks for the question, Adnan. Okay. Would the program slide? Wait. Okay. Let me show the question on stage. Yes. So the slides will be disseminated to our team leaders later. Yeah. And so all participants, you should be receiving them from your team leaders. Yeah. Thanks for the question, Isaac. We have another question. The different rooms will be held on AirMeet, right? How do we find the rooms? So I think that Zhang, can you please clarify in regards to what you're specifically referring to? However, the answer for I think both of your concerns, be it the mentor meeting or preliminaries, it will be similar. So both will be hosted on the social lounge. Teams will be assigned specific tables, and your mentors should be able to access this information as well. So they will be joining you directly on the table. If they are not showing up or anything like that, you can feel free to liaise with them on your own end as well. If the question is regards to preliminaries, each team is once again assigned a table in the lounge, and the panel will be moving from table to table. So please do stick to your tables. Do not enter another team's table because this will cause us to deduct marks from your team for what is essentially cheating. Yes.
Yep. On this note, I'd just like to add in as well. I've already sent the link in the chat just now. For the tables, they are being, your allocated table for the session happening at 1 p.m. later. So, oh wow, thanks. This is awesome. Yep. So regarding this, for the prelim pitches, it's very likely that we'll be using the same table allocation according to this list as well. But more information will actually be released closer to date. Hope that helps.
All right, last minute for any questions. Okay, so I think that conscious of time, it's 11:30. So given that there are no more questions, we'll be closing off today's program briefing as is. And if you have any follow-up questions or anything you'd like to clarify with the admin committee, you can feel free to do so either through email or preferably through Telegram as well. So you can just tell one of the admins. Yeah. And with that, of course, once again, we'd like to thank you for joining us today. I think it's one of the best turnouts that we've seen for our programs. And we really hope that you've taken away a lot of ideas and how to proceed, next steps on how to proceed with your ideations as well. Yeah. So once again, we'd like to thank everyone for joining. Wishing you a fruitful day ahead. We will be in the lounge during the mentor meetup session. So do feel free to PM us in the Emmy conversations tab if need be. And so wishing you a fruitful day ahead, and best of luck. Get ready to hack to the future. All right. With that, we'd like to end the session. Thank you everyone for joining us.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jayo, jayo. All the best.